The EEG machine is one of the ways in which researchers studying sleep are able to investigate how our bodies and brains are responding when we are sleeping. So here's just an image of what a typical EEG looks like. The person is basically outfitted in a swimmer's cap type cap here, and we see several electrodes all over the skull or the outside of the head. Now, these electrodes are picking up on electrical activity being generated by the brain, and we get the output of brain waves being measured from each electrode. The EEG is the most common device used in sleep studies, and it allows us to look at the electrical output of the brain while a person is sleeping and going through different phases of sleep. So let's go ahead now and look a little bit more at these waves. Let me just share my screen. Okay, here we go. So here are some different waves that are associated with different phases of sleep. So when you're awake in your normal day and aware of what's going on, your EEG patterns, if we were to measure them, are going to be marked by these fast and low amplitude waves known as beta waves. Now, as you start falling asleep and becoming more relaxed, we see the waves becoming a little bit longer. Okay, and you can see the distinction in the patterns here as we move down into deeper forms of sleep, where the waves become slower and a little bit more high in amplitude. Okay, in stage 2 sleep, we see sleep spindles that are a hallmark characteristic of falling into stage 2 sleep. Stage 3 and stage 4 sleep are referred to as slow wave sleep. This is the kind of sleep where if you wake up out of it, you feel really groggy, and we see these really high amplitude but slow waves known as delta waves. And really interestingly is this REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. This is usually the phase of sleep that you're in when you're dreaming, and the electrical output of the brain is very similar to that of when we are awake. So we'll talk more about REM sleep in a little bit, but the main point here is that by using the EEG, we can determine what stage of sleep an individual is in, ranging from wakefulness all the way to stage 1, 2, deep sleep, as well as REM sleep. It's through the EEG and the electrical waves being produced by the brain that we can figure out your stage of sleep, as well as in the lab diagnose sleep disorders or possible problems with the sleep-wake cycle.